In this video, we're going to create a moving platform for our main character to use to traverse the level. I would like to use the same sprite that I've used here. We will have to create a separate object while using the same sprite. We would like the programming to occur, but we don't want it to affect all of our platforms, just the moving platforms. But I would like the appearance to be the same. I will insert a new object. It will be a sprite. I'll call it moving platform. We'll place it in level 2. We will load an image. A platform. Here is platform stone gray thin. I'm going to set the bounding box to the whole object. We don't need to change the frames per second because there's only a single frame, and we don't need to loop anything. Here is our moving platform. It is on our main layer, which I do need it to be. Since we have an object that will be moving, we will need some turnarounds to limit the distance it can move. But we will also need to program an instance variable as well as a behavior. Let's add a behavior. First, it's a platform, so it needs to be solid. Second, we would like it to move, so let's add platformer style movement. Immediately for our platform, we would like to remove default controls. We don't want the keyboard or our WASD, if we've programmed that, to control our platform. Additionally, we don't want the platform to fall, so gravity will be set to 0, so gravity does not affect our platform. We'll add an instance variable. We'll call it direction. It will be a string. We'll have two values, left and right. The initial value will be left. For level 2, I'm going to show my grid and snap to grid. I'm going to take this turnaround, holding control, I'll make a copy. This will be the first limit of our platform. And I'll add another over here for the second limit of our platform. I might even copy another instance of this over and another turnaround to give myself 2 moving platforms. So we've created the turnaround. This is just a white basic sprite. No frames per second or animation. Size is 32 by 32. It's just a limit for the distance for our platform to travel. We've created the instance variable of direction as well. In our event sheet, we have a section for our test platforms. I think that that's a good area to add the programming for our moving platform. So let's begin by selecting moving platform and defining what our directions left and right will accomplish. So we've created a line of code to create a routine to define what left means. Under moving platform, we will go to the platform section and we'll simulate pressing left. So when the direction equals left, since we do not have default controls, the program will simulate that we've pressed left. I will select this line of code and drag it down, being sure not to create a sub-event. These need to be on the same hierarchy. We don't want this to be able to collapse. We want this to be its own line of code that will run constantly or through every tick. And left should not be left. We'll change that to right. And obviously when it's right, it shouldn't be pressing left. It should be pressing right. We've created the 2 routines, left and right. At this point, we will create the switch that will switch between left and right. That is a collision, and the object that we're colliding with is the turnaround. When the moving platform collides with the turnaround, we will now create two sub-events off of this line of code. We'll click on the green arrow, right-click, and we'll add a sub-event. This sub-event will check what is in our instance variable. If we are equal to left, we would like to set the value of our new instance variable to right. When the moving platform collides with the turnaround, if the direction equals left, switch to right. Otherwise, we'll add an else that says if it's anything else, we will set our value to left. We now have a check on collision if left set to right, or set everything else to left. Looking at level 2, I'll take my main character and bring that a little further in the level, and we will run this. We should see our platform that is bouncing back and forth between the two limits. And of course I failed there. And failed once again. Notice my lives are counting down. And we can see we can jump between these two platforms. At this point, noticing the speed of the platforms being a little bit of an issue, I might take my max speed and decrease that pretty significantly, just so the platforms move a bit slower. They're a little bit easier to traverse and maneuver through.